Over my last couple videos, you probably might have noticed something different. And even if you're new here, you probably know what jitter clicking is and butterfly clicking, especially when it comes to Minecraft PvP. Jitter clicking is an insanely popular clicking method in the Minecraft and Hypixel community, allowing gamers to get incredible amounts of CPS. This clicking method mainly being popularized by YouTubers. Show YouTubers. Up until recently, butterfly clicking has been a much less popular clicking method, but the amount of Hypixel players suddenly butterfly clicking in the last couple years has actually grown exponentially. As a long-time Hypixel player, I've witnessed a dramatic rise of butterfly clicking, and a lot of my friends have also switched to butterfly clicking. I made the switch from jitter clicking to butterfly clicking, and I'll be talking about my experience with this changing clicking methods. Making these videos requires a lot of hard work, so if you want to support me, please consider subscribing. Big shout out to my channel members, your support is epic. And without further ado, let's get into the Skywars video. On January the 10th, 2021, I decided that I wanted to properly get into butterfly clicking. I say properly because I've actually tried to get into butterfly clicking countless times. I could butterfly click, but my aim and consistency with my clicks was terrible. Now, I've always been super bad at butterfly clicking, and as stupid as it sounds, I just didn't understand how to get my mouse to double click or maintain a high CPS for a long amount of time. Basically, in order to properly utilize the butterfly clicking, you very much need a mouse that is capable of double clicking. And this is how a lot of people get upwards of 20 CPS butterfly clicking. The thing about most gaming mice these days is that they don't double click, which is an insanely big, massive, stinky disadvantage, since double clicking is one of the main reasons why butterfly clicking is so popular. And in most other games than Minecraft, double clicking is heavily despised on. And because of this, most newer mice actually come with software that prevents double clicking. An easy way of checking if your mouse is affected by double click prevention is by trying to double click. If no matter how hard you click your mouse you can only get 1 CPS, then you probably won't be able to double click, meaning that you probably can't butterfly effectively. Now, a lot of you gamers have probably heard of the Model O and the Model D by Glorious, which are two insanely popular gaming mice. One of the reasons why these mice are so popular is that through the mouse's software you can actually enable and disable double clicking. With that said, I decided that in order to get good at butterfly, clicking practice was going to be super important, and I quickly realized that the best way of practicing this would be going to PvP servers. So I went to a somewhat popular, predominantly pop PvP no debuff server to begin practicing my insane butterfly clicking. Oh no. One thing that I did a lot was practicing against the bots, which are basically fake players which you can fight against, which is pretty good for practicing. And with that said, I began practicing. What you're seeing here is my first attempt of butterfly clicking and taking pop PvP seriously. And I am so sorry if you're cringing as much as I am. One thing I did notice whilst rewatching this was I was able to get high CPS, but the moment I began fighting, my CPS would suddenly drop quite drastically. And on top of that, my aim was absolute garbage. I was also just terrible when it came to pop PvP. But after playing for a considerable hour, the progress was small, but I began to notice that contrary to my beliefs, I was somehow improving. Not as much as I wanted to though, and it was very difficult, and I really wanted to switch back to jitter clicking. I also got good at pop PvP, enough to know how to not forget to pot, which by the way was honestly the most annoying thing ever. However, despite the practice, morale was pretty low, and I began to feel like butterfly was just not meant for me. I did a 30-second clicks per second test, and it honestly just felt pretty dumb. I was ready to give up, but I decided to sleep on it. So I slept, dreaming of 20 CPS and destroying noobs and actually getting good. January the 11th, 2021, which is National Step in a Puddle and Splash Your Friends Day. I'm not even kidding. Today was pretty similar to day 1, consisting mainly of dying to a bot player in pop PvP. Not much happened in day 2, but what I did realize was that I was awful at butterfly clicking if I had cold hands. Something about butterfly clicking just makes my hands cold. Maybe it has something to do with how much you have to move your fingers. And boys, let me tell you, having cold hands in PvP sucks. It really sucks. I did do another clicks per second test, and this time I actually got a slightly higher CPS than I did the first day. Again, not much happened until the next day where I began to notice some big changes. January the 12th, 2021, which is National Poetry at Work Day. Why am I telling you this? I don't know. I don't know what exactly I did different, but I somehow got better. That's right, I don't even know how. My aim was less spaghetti, and I was actually beginning to make some sort of combos. At this point, I had gone from being absolutely embarrassing at butterfly clicking to only being slightly ever so embarrassing. And it felt like progress. And let me tell you, it was some insane progress. I'm not even kidding. I was able to consistently beat the hard bot, which might not sound like much, but I had gone from losing every single time to almost winning every single time. One definite thing which I noticed that changed quite a lot was how I was clicking my mouse. Which might sound stupid, but my clicking method, the way I clicked my mouse, the way I gripped it changed a lot. This was slowly becoming the day where I began to notice the most changes, and it was honestly really nice to see actual progress. I got a lot more confident butterfly clicking during videos at this point. I was actually able to peak at 24 CPS sometimes, which was absolutely crazy. I ended the day with yet another 30-second CPS test, where I beat my previous record. 4 days in, and we're at January the 13th, 2021, which is National... At this point, I had mastered being able to click a decent butterfly CPS, especially in PvP. And with that, I knew that I would be able to focus now on my aiming. Again, my aim wasn't terrible, but it wasn't good either. Now, aim is super important because if you can't aim, high CPS becomes absolutely useless. At the same time, the hard bot I was fighting had now become too easy, so I actually moved to the expert bot. So I spent a lot of time focusing on tracking to the best of my ability. Learning to aim was honestly much more of a strenuous activity, and it can take much longer to master than just left clicking. Despite it being 3 years ago when I started jitter clicking, I firmly believe that the process of learning to butterfly is way easier than jitter clicking. Alright, so at this point you might be wondering, why all this for Minecraft PvP? Just left click, idiot. I'm so sorry, I don't know what just happened. The true reason I've switched to butterfly clicking for my Minecraft and Skywars videos is because as far as clicking methods go, butterfly clicking, at least for me, is way better. Especially if you want to get serious about Minecraft PvP. It isn't everything, but it is a definite advantage, and it doesn't require tensing your arm, which can lead to wrist injury, which nobody wants, unless you're weird. From day 1 to day 4, my PvP had improved drastically, and comparing CPS of both clips, you can clearly see that I was getting way more CPS on day 4 than the first day I started butterfly clicking. Obviously, this being through practicing for a couple hours every single day. My aim is clearly superior to the first day, and overall I'm super proud of this progress. From this point, my progress kinda slowed, and a week later, you know, not much has happened. I've gotten better, but like, I don't know. I have gotten better, but like, not as much as I originally was. So now, the question, was it worth it? After all that I've done, I can definitely say that the switch from jitter clicking was definitely worth it. And if you struggle to get above 13 CPS jitter clicking, I strongly encourage trying it. Some people pick up butterfly clicking incredibly easily and effortlessly, but I found it so aggravating. I honestly swore I could never do it. But looking back on day 1, all those decades ago, when I was ready to give up, I am so happy that I didn't. If you have a favorite mouse when it comes to butterfly clicking, please tell me in the comment section. Every subscribe is generally appreciated. Thanks for 40,000. Bye. Please subscribe. I'm so desperate.